Hail and welcome, friends! Andang here for another episode of Eastern Gondor. When we last left off, we were talking to this guy and we're going to learn what must be done. And now, we're doing just that. You there, you are a friend. I can tell from your dress and your bearing. You have come to help me. I was separated from Faramir and sustained this injury. And it keeps me from doing something that I must. See, he recognized me because of the banner. Many of the orcish forces are led by a terrible man clad in all armor. His name is Gothmog, and he cowers at his approach, and they cower at his approach, but they follow his commands. Runners bring messages from him throughout the city, and I saw one of these runners perish beneath many falling stones near the fountain to the east. I was injured before I could dig through the rubble to find the orders. I have overheard the orcs speaking of a mighty weapon they plan to use against the White City. Go to the fountain and search through the stones for the dead message-bearer. The message he carries might give us knowledge of this weapon. And by might you mean will. Otherwise you would not send me on a quest, buddy. That's how quest works. Alright. Oh, I figured there'd just be one rubble pile. What collapsed to cause this to happen? Okay, whatever. You dig through the rubble, but find nothing of use. Very good. Nothing of use. Maybe you missed something. Oh, okay. You find a parchment clutched in a dreaded hand, buried under the stones. Can I read the parchment? No, of course not. Alright, whoa. Are we not returning to this guy? Okay, apparently we're not going back to that guy. What's the green one? Bracing for defeat. Yep. We're getting low on mithril, but I really don't want to go through Osgiliath.
The Morgul host must be defeated.
Ah, yes. This will do nicely. With so many foes surrounding us, we need a large supply of blades, for even the strongest sword shall eventually wear. You have my thanks.
We must protect Gondor at all cost.
This does not bode well for us or the White City ending. Faramir and Boromir threw down the Great Bridge when the last enemies tried to sack Osgiliath. It appears that orcs have found a way to rebuild it, and allow it to bear the weight of enormous siege weapons. It is no easy task to break a bridge, my friend. Let us return to the tunnels soon, and think on how we might slow their advance. Okay, so now there's one in the Houses of Healing, the Fallen Stars. Here we go. Literally on top of
The
him.
Morgul host must be defeated.
Well, I thought as much, Andang. You need not say any more. Gulthir shakes his head. Those fell beasts and their dark riders seem to delight in dropping the wounded from above, men and orc alike. Let us hope that no others suffer this sorry fate. Well, I don't know how you're gonna do that, but we can hope, I guess. Just need to make for the water. Oh, great, we're in the corner here. Alright, I guess we can go out this way. We are just booking it because it's time to get the heck out of here. Okay, here we are. I have a feeling we're getting near the end.
Ithilien is crawling with foes.
You have my thanks, Andang. I see a few of my men have returned already, and I am certain the rest shall soon follow. Yet, I know little of the fate of my captain Faramir, and I do not count him among the dead, while he remains lost. I have a mind to search for him within Osgiliath, for none that survived our flight into the tunnels saw him escape. If you would join me and my men in our search for Faramir, you are welcome among us, for as long as your journey allows it. I'm supposed to be looking for him in the first place, buddy. It's like we haven't ever talked.
I cannot read much of this message, but I know it means trouble.
Damron takes the parchment from you, and reads the crude writing. I cannot read much of this message, but I can understand it enough to know that it means trouble. Alright.
Our enemies have brought a great weapon to Osgiliath, a mighty ram called Grond.
The message you recovered is addressed from Gothmog to the master of the great beasts, and it commands this master to pull the ram through the city to the west gate. We must assume that Gothmog or his superiors plan to use Grond to smash the gates of Minas Tirith. We have to stop it. If this message has not been delivered by another of Gothmog's runners, we have a brief window available to us before Grond begins to move once more. This hunter from the Blackroot Vale has been itching for a chance to prove himself. Take him and find Grond before it leaves this city, and damage or destroy the ram before it reaches Pelennor. Once it leaves Osgiliath, we will not be able to halt its progress. Okay. Now I'm regretting getting rid of all those. Are these all empty slot ones? Yeah. Okay, we'll do it.
We need your help if we are to fight the enemy.
This is repeatable. Time goes short, Andang. The host of Minas Morgul has readied their siege equipment, and now it is only a matter of time before they send it across the Anduin. Between the great assault. Begin the great assault. We must try and slow their advance at any cost. The span they constructed is of orcish make, and I do not think it is stable as they believe. They may have trolls among their forces. Perhaps if the heaviest among them were to be slain on the span, their weight might cause it to cave before the equipment crosses. Go to the great bridge and slay trolls upon the span. Let us see if my thinking is correct. I doubt it. If they're standing or sitting, does it really matter? They're still doing the same weight.
The city may be lost, but we still fight to defend it.
The host of Minas Morgul has grown beyond my imagining, my friend. Orcs, trolls, Uruk-hai, Haradrim, half-trolls, and now Easterlings. It has not done much for my spirits, or the spirits of my men, as you might suppose. It is a truly daunting force, but we cannot lose hope. Not yet. The Easterlings and Haradrim have made camp in the eastern streets of the city. But I know, from my many years, that they scare far more easily than orcs. Travel to the eastern streets, and slay many of their numbers. If their morale might yet be broken, I can think of none other than Faramir, or such a fine champion, who might drive them from our lands. Tread carefully, Andang. Okay, let's look at deeds. Easterlings in Gondor. Quests. There we go. Quest in Osgiliath. 8 out of 15. That's more than I thought it was. Okay. Lots of things that need reforged.
Ithilien is crawling with foes.
Our captain, Faramir, is lost. All of our numbers became separated after the deal. He dealt a great blow to the enemy forces, and we can only realize our loss after we regroup here in the coverts. To my dismay, I was unaware of Faramir's ploy. It must have been a plan he put into action swiftly, but such haste did not lessen its impact. I heard a great shriek in the distance, like the deafening sound of Momakil's trunk, but short as the pitch of a bat's cry. No sooner had the forces of the enemy rallied to its source, and we were overwhelmed. We scattered, leading the foes with us, but we all made for the western gates, for our escape. I did not make it so far. Great trolls blocked my advance, and I was forced to abandon my escape. I fled into the coverts, and there I found the others. So, it has begun. If Faramir made it beyond the western gates, he might yet live, but that is unknown to us all. Damerond, one of my most trusted men, saw firsthand the fury of Faramir loosened upon the enemy. While he knows little else of Faramir's fate, all must be told of our captain's valor, especially if it may be his last. Alright, Ashes and Stars, Chapter 1.
We must take the victories we can get.
Mablung wishes for me to tell you of Faramir's daring assault. I shall tell it then, but until he is found, it shall have no ending. We had crossed to the eastern side of the city to disrupt the enemy's forces before they could rally again. They were outnumbered, but we held the eastern end of the North Bridge for a time, until the most vile of the enemy's forces took notice of us. A great winged beast scooped down and swept a crowd of men aside, friend and foe alike, as if they were leaves amid the wind of a storm. And its wing blotted out the sun, and many of our number fled at once, but my captain and I held strong. Faramir took a spear from one of the fallen, and called the beast as it clawed at the dead. Before I could stop him, he charged at the beast and thrust the spear into the dark heart. What happened then was a blur to me, for it let loose a great cry and throttled in the fury as my captain and I fled to the west. We became separated on the bridge rafts, and soon forces of the Haradrim cut me off from him completely. I was forced to retreat into the coverts, and that is where my story ends for now. Mablung seems to have a plan for you, and I should not deny him his chance to speak. Let us see what our next move shall be.
The Rangers will not surrender us, Gilioth.
Andang, now you know of our plight. Will you stay and aid us here, or do you have to head the call of another? If you stay, our search shall begin at once, else I have to proceed with caution, for too few men still stand among us, and to weaken our guard is to invite defeat. If Faramir yet lives, I shall find my captain, and have him lead his men to freedom beyond the Ramasekor.
The Rangers will not surrender us, Gilioth.
We must begin our search, Andang, and I would have us begin here in the coverts, where we can move beneath the notice of the Morgul host above. It is possible that Faramir also fled into the tunnels, as we did when the fighting erupted after he separated the fell beast. But there are many places he may have sought refuge, and too few of us to spare from our posts. Search the depths, but do not search alone. These tunnels wind from underneath the city as a vast sunken labyrinth. and it is likely that some of the enemy's forces have traveled down into the dark, unwittingly or not. Alright, we're actually not going to do that, because it's a small fellowship and kind of a tough one. We can't talk to this guy.
Is there no end to enemy forces invading our land?
Andang, I have a task for you. You saved my men from the blades of the enemy, but not all of my brothers were so fortunate. Over in the eastern streets, by Melindir's Square, the half-trolls sharpen their axes and await more men to bring them down upon. Although, I do not think it upon our first meeting. You are a bold champion, and I would count your skills among the finest of my men. My brothers must be avenged, and I would have the honor be yours. Go to the square and perform some of the executions of your own, my friend. The half-trolls must pay for what they have done. Alright, apparently Terry Adwin is contacting us.
We will find my brother and seek this weapon together.
My brother is already searching for adventure throughout the city, Andang. We will find him and seek this weapon together. Alright, well, thank you guys so much for watching another episode of Eastern Gondor. When we return, we will go into the city and learn of what must be done, and hopefully figure out who this Gothmog is. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon for another episode of Eastern Gondor. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button below, and if you'd like to see more of my daily content, feel free to subscribe, and you'll be notified when that new content comes out. And also, if you'd like to help support my channel and help me continue to create high quality videos, feel free to support me on Patreon, and you can get all sorts of great rewards in the process. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon for another video.